Hey guys, I just wanted to pop on here and quickly give you an update on my CSF leak. Right now, as I'm filming this, it's the end of August in 2025, and I did have the option of doing my fibrin glue patch. I think it was beginning of July, and I said no. And I said no because the recovery for that is just like 3, 4 weeks of like bed rest, basically, as you know, most of us know here. So I said no because I didn't really feel like doing that in the middle of summer. My symptoms aren't so severe right now that I I can still go out and do stuff. I have gone out and gone paddle boarding. I've done those things. I usually do pay for it the next day to some degree. Like I did go out paddle boarding on my own and I inflated the thing and I carried it to the lake and I did my paddle board. And the next day I did have a massive headache. So I was on my ass a bit the next day, but I didn't want to lose out on fun stuff in the summer while recovering from a CSF leak, especially in Vancouver. That's where I live. We really only get like 3 to 4 good months out of the year before it starts raining every month all year for like 8 months out of the year it rains here. So I was like, I do not want to miss out on the summer. So they gave me that date. I said no. I'm still waiting to hear back from them. I said I would like a date in September or October. But unfortunately, with the Canadian medical system, you're waiting a long time for things like this. I know in the US, I had one comment in one of my previous videos say that she had a leak from an epidural. They found it within a week, and then within a week, she had her epidural blood patch. That doesn't happen in Canada, where I'm from. It's free here. We do have a universal healthcare system, but you are waiting to do these procedures because it's free. You're kind of stuck in line with the rest of the public, and so now I'm waiting to do it in either September or October. We'll see when I get that date. Symptom wise, I'm doing okay. That being said, I'm well aware that the summer weather does help. I know when it's like a low pressure system, when you're outside and it's raining or, just kind of crappy weather outside, it definitely affects my head. I can feel just like that tension, that tightness in my neck, the clenching of the jaw, all those things happen. And we did actually have a very random rainstorm last week. It was like the most rain we had in like 3 months altogether. And that day I had a massive headache because it just went from like really great weather to really crappy weather and the pressure just dropped. And then my internal pressure just dropped as well. So there's days where I feel nothing. And there's days where I'm like, I'm fine. I don't have a CSF leak. Maybe it healed itself. Maybe it went away on its own. But then there's days like that completely humble me. Because I'm like, oh yeah, no, it's definitely still there. Or if I drop something and I bend down to pick it up and I come back up, I get that massive headache that just hits you like a wave for like 10 seconds. And I don't get them often, but I still do get them. I'm getting those little reminders that my CSF leak is still there. I'm still able to stay pretty active. I do yoga, but I make sure that I'm going to like yin yoga classes or just the slower paced ones where I can modify because I don't want to go to a higher paced yoga class where they do like tons of ups and downs and things like that. I still don't go to workout classes anymore. I do my own workouts because I don't want to go to a class where it's like burpees, where again, it's the up and down and the up and down. I actually do follow a workout program online called Evlo, EVLO. 10 out of 10 recommend, especially if you're recovering from a CSF leak and you've lost a lot of muscle mass and you want to get back into working out without injuring yourself. Definitely recommend that program. I'll actually link that in the description below. I'm not sponsored by them at all. I just love them. Their whole thing is growing muscle and getting back in shape without tiring out your nervous system and without injuring your body. So that program has been really helpful for me. So I've actually still been able to do my workouts because of this program, and they do actually have some specific movements that they use that does purposely do less load to the spine, just like alternating arms, certain things that they're physical therapists that have done this program, so they're very well versed on the body. So there's a lot of movements that you can do that don't put a ton of load on the spine that are really really helpful for people that have a spinal injury like us. So the only other thing that I'm kind of concerned about when it comes down to me getting my fibrin glue patch is because I've had my leak for so long, because it's been a year since I've had this CSF leak this time around. My body is obviously making an excess of spinal fluid. That's why my symptoms aren't so severe, because my body is making extra fluid. And so that being said, I am expecting my rebound headaches to be kind of brutal and kind of crappy. And the rebound headaches to me, in a lot of ways, are worse than the CSF leak headaches themselves. I know that some people wouldn't agree because their CSF leak is brutal. Mine was really brutal back in 2020. It's not so brutal now. But the rebound headaches, the high pressure headaches I get after the patch works are terrible because my body is making so much excess fluid. So I'm really hoping that my doctor will give me there's a prescription that you can get that lowers your spinal fluid production. I think it's called like Diamox or something like that. That comes with its own pretty intense side effects, which is why my doctor hasn't given it to me this time around. But I'm hoping for that this time around because I also suspect that the reason my February patch didn't work is because my pressure, my rebound pressure, my intracranial pressure was so high after the patch that that in itself caused it to blow because it was just way too much pressure. So I'm hoping for that this time around. I have every intention of coming back on here and keeping you guys posted. I'll let you know once I have a date. I'll even let you know along the journey, once I'm actually recovering after the patch to see how it all goes. I know a lot of us in this community could use a lot of support. It can feel really lonely. So definitely feel free to comment in the description below. Check out my channel. I have a couple of other CSF videos where I talk about what I think caused mine, my whole journey from 2020 to getting it again now. And again, I hope you guys keep your chin up. There's lots of things you can do out there to help yourself. I know it can be really painful, but you can be healed. There was a lot of moments where I thought, I'm never going to get fixed. I'm going to be dealing with this for my whole life. That's not the case. You can be helped. Feel free to reach out if you're just feeling really lost or alone or just want to share your story, and I'll see you in the next video.